Getting to $30,000 per month and around there required one set of actions, but then doing more of that same thing didn't take me to 100 grand a month. It required three changes that it really shaped how I see business. And if you're stuck at 10, 20, 30K a month and you want to scale further, then maybe one of these three or all three can help you get there. So I'm going to explain all of them to you. I'm going to give you the prices. I'm going to tell you how I'm offering them, the actual wording that I use, and maybe you're going to be able to take something from this video in order to scale. So let's get it. So if you're on the price ranges, so if you're on the stages that I showed you, which is like 10, 20, 30, then you probably run a funnel, something like this. This is specifically for coaches, consultants, mentors, and agencies. So they typically run a funnel like this if you're at 10, 20, 30K a month. So you get leads, however you get them, and then you sell them an expensive thing, right? But what I found is that at some point, this is going to cap and it's going to get a lot harder to grow. Why? Because the people who buy this, like with this funnel, meet two criteria. Not one of them, but they have to meet the two. First one is they can actually afford the thing that you're selling. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 10K a month, which is for a big part of the population is a very expensive thing. And the second criteria that they must qualify for is that they have to buy through the process. They have to be the kind of people who are open to getting inside of a sales call or watching a Google Doc or buying something right off the bat and committing. Now, these two criteria narrow the people who you can sell to a lot. Like the people who you are actually marketing to are like 1, 2% of your audience when you sell through this funnel. So what I found is that the key to expanding this is just give them more places and more routes to get to the expensive thing. It'll be clear with an example. So in my business, I have multiple products that people can buy. And it's not like new products per se. It's just different variations of the expensive thing. So what do I mean by that? When you sell your coaching program or your agency service, it's not like you're only selling one thing. You're basically selling a grouping of things. So if you run a coaching program, you probably have calls with you. You probably have also some sort of like way to ask you questions, and you have modules in your courses. And that's like multiple products, right? If you sell an agency, right? You sell agency services. Then you have like kind of your lower tier, your mid tier, your high tier. There's multiple deliverables that you do on that. There's also ways you can teach people how to do that. So I basically took all of the things inside of my expensive thing and I thought, what individual things can I pull from this? And you can pull many things. So you can pull the modules, the calls, the messages, you can pull the community, you can pull the different parts inside of your course. And so you have like 10 things if you look at it like just like that. But if you also introduce timing and duration and focus, you have like exponentially more offers that you could make because your program, let's say it's a 2-3 month thing. Well, if you turned it into a 2 week thing and only got them like, let's say 1/3 of the result, that could be a challenge. You have your full library of courses. Each could be a course. If you put together the modules, they could be different modules and sold them like as a bundle. So there's multiple like productory stuff that you can do if you look at your offer, not as an offer singular, but an offer plural. So why am I telling you this? It's because it's important for you to understand how people buy. In my business, people still buy through this process. They go from lead to expensive thing. That's the minority, like we covered. Now, I also have all these products that I mentioned to you. And what I found was very interesting, and is that not every lead went from lead to expensive thing. A lot of them actually just kind of went like all over the map. They went through many places before buying. Some people bought first, for example, a course, and then they bought the expensive thing. Some other people opted in first through a challenge. Then they bought the course and then the expensive thing. Others went to the compressed version of the program. They liked it and then they upsold to the expensive thing. Some other people bought multiple things, like they bought the course, they bought the challenge, they bought this other thing, then they bought this other thing again, then they bought product 2, then product 5, and then the expensive thing. And so they went through multiple routes. And yes, of course, not everybody bought the expensive thing. However, a lot of people, a lot more people were buying the expensive thing after I introduced a bunch of products. And it's just because you introduce many ways to get lucky. And so that's the first takeaway that I want you to, take away is that if you're not scaling right now, it's probably because you only have one way to get people to buy the expensive thing. And that one way is just such a small amount of people because you need them to meet the two criteria of they can afford it and they buy that way, that it's just very hard to scale after a point. So if you need to introduce multiple products, and we do this through a process called unbundling, like we take the main bundle thing and we unbundle it into multiple things that are actually not that hard to deliver, then you're gonna get more sales for the expensive thing. You know who cracked this code a while ago? The Japanese. So you go to a Japanese restaurant and you could order sushi. And then the Japanese thought, guys, hear me out. What if we take out the seaweed and we sold that as something else? And now we're not gonna call it sushi. We're gonna call it nigiri. And now some people like nigiri, right? And then some other dude thought, guys, wait, hold on a minute. Check this out. What if then we took out the rice and we don't sell it as nigiri, but now we sold sashimi, which is just the fish, right? And now they have three different products. And then once you buy one, you want to get the other one, you want to try the other one. They understand this process. They understand unbundling. Ancient Japanese wisdom, have multiple products because that's going to make you more money. So that's the first takeaway. The second is actually something that I learned from Starbucks, from watching all the white girls just go absolutely nuts in October. So if you're a white girl and you hear Starbucks and you hear October, you only think about one thing, which is pumpkin spice lattes, right? Now, the pumpkin spice lattes are not available year round. They're only available like in fall, right? Same thing with the Christmas drinks and the January drinks and the summer drinks, right? Now, there is a reason why people do this, and it's that you allow yourself the ability to use urgency in your marketing because the pumpkin spice latte is only going to be available for a certain time. And so I think that is very smart because if you don't give people a reason to move, they don't. And this is why a lot of people who sell evergreen offers have such a big endeavor ahead of themselves to sell their thing. Because if an offer is available forever, then people keep putting it away. So what I like to do once I have all of these products set up and I have them in my mind, I have landing pages and offers for them, is I like to do offer cycling. So what's offer cycling? Offer cycling is, well, when you have an offer that is available for a week or so only, or 2 weeks or a month, whatever fits you best. I find that week is kind of an intense schedule to keep up. Some people like to do it for 2 or a month or a quarter, but principle remains. You promote an offer for 1 week, but then you always take it down until the next period. So then you're going to promote something else. And then you say, guys, I'm taking it down. And then you're going to promote something else. So why is this important? And it's because when you have these offer cycling windows, you're going to find that about half of the sales come in the last 6 hours or the last day. So when you never have this urgency, it's like you're not bringing your biggest gun to the fight. Urgency is one of the biggest sales mechanisms ever. Like, just because people know how it works doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Like, people understand something is going away. People don't like missing on stuff. So when you take offers down, for example, a challenge can only be live. A live workshop can only be live. If you're opening up the August program, then it can only be available in August, right? And so you use these kind of made up pumpkin spice latte, Christmas, Starbucksy things to introduce urgency into your marketing. You're going to find yourself with a lot of peaks. So instead of the initial hype that people who launch a program get, and then it kind of goes like, meh, you're going to find yourself with a bunch of peaks, as in you produce one offer and then you take it down. And then one offer and then you take it down. And then so on and so on. And your business keeps growing because you're using human nature to your advantage. We don't like missing out on things. So take them down so that people will buy it so that they will not miss out. So offer cycling was a major key on what allowed me to get to 100 grand a month. And the last one that I want to show you is you must always, and this is like a rule, like you take this with you. Like, if you do not like get this after you watch this video and then you say, yeah, I watched the JK Molina videos, then you don't watch the JK Molina videos if you do not understand it. So like, stick with me here because this is important and it's going to make you money. So you have to understand agencies, coaching, like these kind of businesses, good businesses like these make most of their money in the back end. That's why you see a lot of people selling $7 ebooks and $9 courses. It's not that that is going to make them money. It's actually not making them that much, if at all. They're probably losing money on that front end, but they have huge offers in the back end, and that's how they make their money. They think in 2, 3 steps instead of just one. Stick with me here. Let me explain to you the actual prices that I use and the actual mechanisms that I use with an offer that I'm actually running. So this is an offer that I'm actually running, which is a $500 micro app challenge. So context, what's a micro app? An example of this. On the front end, I sell the $500 micro app challenge, where I tell people, we're going to create your micro app in 4 weeks. And if you get one subscriber for it, you get your money back. For context, this is a micro app. So I basically am targeting people who already have courses or information like info products, like PDFs, text files, docs, Word documents, videos, transcripts. And I tell them, right now you have a course, which is information. If you give an AI that information, then you're going to have a GPT, because now instead of, for example, you have a content creation course PDF, you give that to an AI and you told it guide people through this process, then you would have an AI that knows the information, which is already a massive leap in efficiency for the consumer, because now they don't have to actually sit down through the 2-hour course. They can just get their content written right there for them. Now, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they all have the same limitation in that they don't want to let you like share it only with certain emails. Gemini is a little bit better, but they still make you kind of just give access to everybody to see the files that are inside it, which is like horrible, right? And so the limitation that these have is that you cannot charge a subscription for it, because if the link is public to everybody, then what's the point? Because then why would people not buy from 1 month and then dip? Like, you want to have them on a subscription. So a micro app is basically something that I build my software around, which is basically allows you to like have a GPT, but only restricted to paying subscribers. And now you can have a subscription for it. You can earn recurring revenue from it. And people are like adding this software component to their business without actually needing to learn software or becoming a software guy or hiring developers or becoming an AI guy. So that's a quick context. So now people can have their GPT, which becomes kind of a software component to their business without having to become like an AI guy or a software guy or knowing how to code or hiring developers. So that's the 2-minute spiel on what a micro app is. But that's a challenge. $500 micro app challenge. You get one customer, you get your money back. Now, some people ask for a refund, and I tell them, this is the actual wording that I use. Guys, we're going to build your micro app. You get one subscriber for it. I give you your money back. Now, some people, there's 2 ways you can get your money back, and at the end, you're going to have a choice. So some people just say, can I have my cash refund? Because you know what? I liked it. It was fun, but really not for me. I just wanted to try it. Can I have my refund to my card, please? Which, no problem. Some other people say, you know what? I really like this app. I really like hosting it here, because then I can control who uses them and I can charge a subscription for it. I want to keep it on. I want to keep it running, and I want to keep the money-making machine on. Great. So how about this, JK? How about you don't like give me the refund in cash? How about you just discount it from a yearly fee so that I will be able to get my discount still, get my refund still, but I can also keep the money-making machine on. Great. So we can do that. And then that goes from a prorated, because the yearly on that software is $3,000 minus $500. That's a $2,500 sale in the backend. In order to get $2,500 just selling like one-off courses, $9 things, then that's going to be kind of hard. I'm going to need a lot of volume. But with this, it just makes a lot more sense. And then the third option people choose is, some people say, I don't want to pay the $2,500 right off the bat, but I still want my discount and I still want to keep it on. So can you like please just have my discount prorated? So instead of like $297, it's something like $208 per month, so that I can keep it on, but I don't have to pay the $2,500. And that is a $208 per month subscription in the backend. So hopefully you're trying to understand what this is like. You don't only want to have like one offer that people can buy and make most of your money from that. You want to have multiple in the back end. And understanding these 3 concepts are what really allowed me to get from like 10, 20, 30K a month to 100K a month. So I'm going to go big here so that I can show you that this is really important. But 3 concepts to take home in order to scale to that point. Number 1 is have multiple products, because people buy in different ways. And if you're trying to predict how they buy, then you're just going to drive yourself crazy. Instead, just have multiple things to buy, and somehow things just make sense, because people cross buy and like end up in the main thing because they buy in different ways. Second thing is do offer recycling. Use multiple urgency windows so that people will have like multiple like ways and excuses to tell themselves this is going away. Let's just buy now. And the third one is good coaching businesses and good agencies make most of their money in the back end. So have an easy way to get people into your world, kind of an irresistible offer, if you will. But in the back, have multiple things that they can buy because that's where most of the money is going to come from. And there's no limit to this. You can have unlimited offers. Like we talked about the Sarah and John example, because Sarah and John went on a date, it makes sense for John to ask her out to dance or to go for a drink or to, other stuff, or then some other committal stuff. You know what I mean? But she wouldn't have said yes if he would have offered that first. So have multiple ways so people can buy it. All right. So that's it. 3 takeaways to scale. And if you like the idea of the micro app challenge, well, you can buy it. I'm going to walk the talk in terms of it's not available every time because it's live and it's actually with me. But you can join likesaintcash.com. It's going to show up here. That's the newsletter that you can join. And you can kind of get notified whenever I'm starting one of those cohorts. All right. See you.